11, because y equals 4, y has to equal 3x minus 4, as well as negative 2x plus 11. So the two parts have to equal each other. Go ahead and finish that one up. Well, no. One answer, x, y. X, y. Is that what you're getting? They're separate. 35. That's kind of cool how, I mean, that's a good lesson of, I can present something and just how different ways you can pick it up. Because you saw 8, he saw 35. So, human brain is amazing. So, 3, 5. Everyone getting that? Okay. You add the 2x over. 5x minus 4 equals 11, so 5x equals 15, so x equals 3. Plug it back in. 3 times 3 minus 4 is 5, so 3, 5. Okay. X plus 5y equals 3. 3x minus 2y equals negative 8. So what we're going to have to do here is solve first for a variable. Okay, so they're giving you a problem. It is not solved for a variable already. You're going to have quite a few of these. So when you look at this, what you're looking for is which variable is the easiest to solve for. It's going to be a variable that doesn't have anything else hanging out with it. It's the loner. Okay. So you see this first x right here. It's so lonely. It has no friends. Okay, we'll just try to isolate it even more. We're not very nice to it right now. But this y has a 5. So if I'm solving for y, I would have to divide by 5 at some point, correct? That could lead to fractions. I know we don't want to stay with that. This x has a 3. I would have to divide by 3, again, leading to fractions. Dividing by 2 could lead to fractions. So this x is going to be the easiest one to solve for. Solve for this x. You're going to solve your x's problems. So if it's x plus 5y equals 3, if I'm moving the 5y over, the 5y goes from a plus 5y to a negative. So it's going to be x equals 3 minus 5y, or you can write it negative 5y plus 3. Either way is okay. I just subtracted this over because it's x plus 5y. So since you're adding it on this side, you can subtract it from this side. Okay. So now, have we solved for x? Okay, so we'd take this and we'd substitute it right there. Is that okay? So it looks like 3 parentheses 3 minus 5y minus 2y equals negative 8. And you could finish it from there, couldn't you? Okay. We're going to move on. I'm not going to have you finish it right now. Let's practice another one of those, getting that set up. 3x minus y equals negative 11. 6x plus 5y equals 22. So what are you going to solve for? So the easiest one here is this y. Okay. Do you all see why this is going to be the easiest one to solve for? Now, it is negative. So mentally, what are we doing here? The easiest way to do this is to make this positive, where could I take it? Other side. Now, what's hanging out over here? The 11. The 11's negative. When it goes to the other side, it's going to become positive. I want us to get to the point where we can do this manipulation in our head and we don't have to sit there and be like, I have to add this over. We just know that, okay, I want to take the y to the other side. The 11's going to come over, so it's 3x plus 11 equals y. So I've solved for y that way. Okay? We need to get to that point where we can do that mentally in our head, using our imagination, kind of move those things around. Imagine them floating clouds, floating back and forth, changing signs as they switch across the equal sign. Is that okay? Maybe. Some more sure than others. It's okay. You'll have time to practice. So now, where's this going? It's going to go right there. So 6x plus 5 times 3x plus 11 equals y. Equals 22. Sorry. I'm looking ahead already. The only other thing you might see, there might be some that do get into fractions. Six x plus 2y, 6x plus 2y equals 8, and 3x minus 5y equals 13. Okay, so, what's that? Yes, we did. We didn't finish it. Yeah. We already practiced solving that stuff, so I didn't want to take any more time with that. Okay, so 6x plus 2y equals 8. Now, which variable do you want to solve for here? Why the 2y?
Oh, because it's divisible. Like 8 is divisible. That's equal.
Now, what you can do, here's your hint. Look for a common factor in either equation. So we're going to look for a common factor. Sometimes you may have a common factor, you can divide everything by that number. So that happens with that top equation. You have a 6, a 2, and an 8. So what's the common factor between 6, 2, and 8? 2. So before you get started, you can either solve for y right away, or you can just take everything and divide by 2. So this first one will become 3x plus y equals 4. You can do that because you're doing it on the left and you're doing it on the right.
Can you also multiply the one side
Times 2? What would that do?
I mean, like the bottom side. Instead of dividing the top side.
Multiply this one by 2. So you have 6x minus 10y equals 26. What would that do for you?
Shouldn't you do it on the bottom 2 and divide by 2? Oh, wait.
Now, there is a time coming when we'll be able to do something top and bottom with multiplication. But that'll be tomorrow. So So how does this one solve for y then? What do you get here? Do you get y equals what?
Y equals 4 minus 3x.
So the 3x's on this side is positive. When you take it over, it becomes negative. So the 4 is positive, so it's 4 minus 3x. You can write it negative 3x plus 4. Those are the same. Either way is okay. And then you'd substitute it for y. And you're good to go. Good to go. Okay, a lot of practice with this. I will tell you, this worksheet does not have any fractions for its answers. Okay? So if you're getting fractions, you did something wrong. You have more problems than last time. If you're getting fractions, something right. Now there is one question that the answer is no solution. Let's see if you can figure that one out. There is one question, the answer is no solution. Yeah, usually just back in the day. So it starts off with the ones we did at the beginning of class, and then it progressively gets a little more challenging as you go along. Of course.